Glad you could join us. I'm Annette Sherman. This is Community. That's the program you're watching. And on Community, we like to get people from our community who are meaningful, who are doing a job that you as a Sarasotan, or most of my viewers are Sarasotans, or surrounding area, are familiar with the job that they're doing. So you say, oh, that's the person in this instance who runs the Van Wezel. I've heard about her. And in fact, you've probably heard only good things about Mary Bensel, because I've known Mary now from the time she came to town to take that job. And she reminded me today that it was the first opportunity that I had to meet her, and it was shortly after she came to take the job. How many years ago was that, Mary?
Hello, everybody. It was 11 years. It'll be 11 years December the 7th. Can you imagine? Time flies so quickly.
So quickly, and so many wonderful things have happened.
Memories.
And, okay. The Van Wezel is how old?
Well, the Van Wezel is 49. It's about to become 50 years very shortly.
Okay. About to become 50 years old. There's a lot of talk, and you know what I'm going to refer to.
Sure, of course.
People say, well, let's tear it down, let's build it over, let's not touch it, let's change it. Give us the inside scoop, Mary.
Sure. Well, the latest is, of course, we have this fantastic Sarasota, the Bay Project. And on September the 6th, the City Commission approved the project that it could get started. And in the project, it calls for a new performing arts center. And that new performing arts center will be in sort of the center of, it will be the highlight of this new gorgeous park. And it will be on top of a parking garage. But meanwhile, the plans still call for the Van Wezel itself to stay in its current location, and plans are now underway to talk about what possible use the Van Wezel could be, because of course it can't compete with the new Performing Arts Center.
I was glad you got to that.
Yeah, because that's not good.
Yeah, if they're just going to tear it down, I think it's stupid. I love the Van Wezel, and there are people, I've lived here for quite a number of years. And I love going, I still love going to Van Wezel. And
it's a treasure.
It's a special place.
It is a treasure.
There's a quality to it. There's a history to it. Excuse me. Okay. They're going to preserve the Van Wezel.
Well, what it is right now is it's staying on the plans as is, but they either may repurpose it. You know, it could become a community center, who knows? Or it could, they could repurpose it some way. One of the, I think, very smart ways is they're talking about making it a shade pavilion, because it's out there on the water looking out, and it could be honored in that traditional way.
Mary Bensel, you have done things that, excuse me, business people in our community treat as impossible, but you've done them.
Yes.
For instance, as I said, I've been here a long time, and I've known your predecessors, some of whom were really very capable, and some of whom were not as capable as others, but all of whom ran the Van Wezel at a deficit, had to take a considerable amount of money from our city. An arrival. On comes Mary Bensel, who not only understands her job, but understands how to manage to run the Van Wezel, are you listening, at a profit. Can you tell us how?
Yeah, I mean, I was hired with the idea that any shortfall the Van Wezel made, the city would make up in taxes. And quite frankly, it is very traditional that a city, especially one that owns it, support it to the tune of $1 million. But when I got there, there was $1.8 million was the shortfall that the city was putting in the year that I was going to arrive. And of course, there was the terrible crash of the economy. And so Bob Bartolotta, who was then the city manager, came to me and said, we have a challenge. We need to make this building stand more on its own. And so I took a deep look at it, and I felt the programming needed to be revived. I thought we needed to start a subscription campaign. We had to tighten our belts and cut back on the staff. And there were not the fiscal controls that I felt should be in there. There weren't daily wraps, there weren't offer sheets so that we knew what would be the profit and loss when we did a show. And so we started doing that. I brought in my own team, and we really had a very successful time. We cut that way down, and we've often had a surplus of over $1 million. And so we've been very happy with that.
As well as having audiences that filled the house, as well as dealing with all the other problems. And I want to talk about that because I know that for many years, your predecessors have come on and talked about the problems that nobody really imagines, nobody really realizes the kind of problems that, because it looks so glamorous what you do, dealing with these major stars.
Yes.
And,
That's
and,
me,
and
glamorous.
the audiences that come in, and everyone, and it's so everyone in town, not everyone, but everyone who knows what you just made clear, the kind of job you're doing, is your fan. And my goodness, if you can save that much money and bring in all these shows that apparently you have the pulse of the people in Sarasota and know what they want and are aware of what they want and manage to bring it to them. Now, that's not easy.
It's not easy, but it's also, there's no magic crystal ball. If there was, I would quite frankly be running Broadway and be very rich myself. But, you know, I think you just have to look at the audience, you have to listen to them, and you have to look at the trends. You know, we get reports from other theaters, and we have history that we look back on, and then we run the numbers. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
What does that mean?
Sometimes we make a huge profit and sometimes we have a loss. You know, we will often have a loss in a season, and part of the problem is there's no way to anticipate it. No, because, you know, who knew that red tide was going to hit the way it hit? You know, who knew a hurricane was coming last year on the day of our first ticket sales? You know, things happen.
It's like going to a restaurant and you love filet mignon, and that day the filet mignon is not good or it's overcooked or something. Yeah. So you thought you liked filet mignon, and you do, but not that day. Yeah. So this could be that the entertainer comes and is not doing their best.
Or they're ill or something happens. But, you know, we have a pretty darn good track record. And the other problem we have, or challenge is a better word, is we are operating at 94% earned income and only
94% what?
Earned income. So we earn that money versus many performing venues around the country, and a lot of the arts groups in town operate at 60-40, 70-30, 50-50.
How many, I'm going to interrupt you here, and you're okay. How many awards have you, Mary Bensel, received? Can you count that many in the time we have left?
Oh, stop. No,
but
I mean
a lot of awards.
But I think my nicest award was the Community Video Archive Award that you gave me because it's the highest one in the city. But I love when the theater is named the #1 performing arts hall in North America in our venue size. And we've received that 6 times in the last 10 years. So we're very proud of that, you know, so.
Mary,
that's good.
You can be, and you are a modest person. You're not a braggart. You have a lot to brag about, but you don't. You could mention it as if anybody could do it. No. Everyone cannot do it. The kind of cooperation that you demand from your people makes what they do, make what happens happen.
Well, the key is we love what we do. You know, this isn't just a job. Like last night, we're taping this show, but last night I watched Lord of the Dance at the theater, and I just loved it. And here it is. It's a Sunday night. I have to go to work on Monday, but I'm there experiencing and loving the joy of going to the theater. So that helps me. You know, this is a career I love, and I'm doing something I love, and that's a key. But I have a really incredible staff. I have people that work for me who are in their 80s. I have people that are in their 20s. I wish I had a few in their, who are 15.
You don't check on their age, you check on their ability.
Their ability. But, you know, it's nice to have because I'm dealing with shows for all age groups in the audience. So when you have young people and older people working for you, you get the feel of the community just through those folks.
Good idea.
You know,
Great idea.
And so that's important.
Here again, it's such a simple thought. Well, how someone listening to us now say, oh, of course, yeah. That's a good idea.
Because there's shows I have never heard of that my younger staff has.
Most executives wouldn't think to do that.
Well, you have to. You have to.
You feel that way.
Yeah.
Awards and that kind of thing that you have received, countless.
Well, I really enjoy it, and I love going to the theater. And I'm also always thinking years down the road because the shows just don't happen. You know, especially, you know, we have a big show coming up, as you know, Lion King. I started preparing for that 5 years ago.
I don't, do you, have you, of course you've seen all of these.
Yeah,
I don't understand the fame. Iron King has been
Lion King, yeah.
top drawer for how many years?
Oh gosh, I think it's going back well over 15 years. It's been on the
Yeah,
road.
I don't
and
remember a show being consistently
the #1
that
show.
sought after.
And I mean, you will have other shows come along and they're the hot ticket. Like right now, Hamilton is the hot ticket. But Lion King has this longevity. Lion King and the Phantom of the Opera and Les Mis and
all age groups.
All age groups. All age
The
groups.
other thing is, there's so much. It seems like such a glamorous job that Mary Bensel has. It is. It is basically a glamorous job. But there's a lot of hard work and a lot of disappointments and a lot of things that she's got to quickly make decisions on. And those decisions darn well better be right. Because if she's got an artist who is canceled because they broke a leg or something of that sort, she's got to come up with somebody. She darn well better be right about that person filling in and keeping as many seats sold as she does have.
Yeah.
So you've won, you've been recognized by these major organizations for what you're doing.
Thank you.
You mentioned one award that you got. Have you ever counted how many awards?
No, and that's not something I'm really focused on because it's not about the awards to me. The award is every night going to theater and watching the person to my left's face. That's the excitement to me. It's watching the audience.
Mary, the awards are, there are a lot of other people who have similar jobs to you with performing arts facilities that aren't getting the
well, I'm lucky.
attention.
Sarasota is an amazing community. We have a community that loves the arts. And I will say this, you know, you talked to me before, Annette, about how hard it is to program a season. And that's part of the issue for me because I have a very short time to put all these shows in. Plus, we are currently the home to the Sarasota Orchestra. We're the home to the Sarasota Concert Association.
The Van Wezel facility.
The facility, the Ringling Town Library Association. So we have all, not only my own season, but I have all these other shows, and they're like moving parts on a chessboard, and I'm trying to book them all at one time. And also with the tours, I used to be a director of Broadway touring, and what you'd have to do is the tour has to go in a logical procession. You know, sometimes we'll have to open a show late, like Lion King when it comes to open is opening on a Thursday because it needs to, we call it in the theater world jumping, and you jump from one city to another, and it depends. Can the artist fly? You know, are there big trucks? There's lots of rules on the road of how many hours a
and then there are
bus
changes
driver.
at the last minute that
Oh my
you feel
gosh.
like putting a bullet through your head.
Oh.
I'm going to interrupt you. As much as I'd love to continue talking about this, because there's so many aspects of it, of your job, that I find fascinating as an observer.
Yes.
Probably if I were doing your job, I wouldn't find them fascinating. I'd find them ready to scream and run. But okay, what is going to be happening? And we have pictures that you have,
yes.
your lovely assistant,
Natasha.
Natasha, yes. And she walked in this morning, and I said, there really is a Natasha. She's a beautiful young lady.
Yeah, beautiful.
And very bright. And you only pick them very bright. If they happen to be beautiful, that makes it
That's
even
good,
better.
but, you know, we want bright.
They have to be bright. They're not there because they're beautiful. Okay. For this season, we've got some pictures. I'll tell you what I'd like to do. We've got one picture on the screen.
Oh, yes.
If you need help, I don't think you need help, Mary.
No,
on
no.
anything. What do we see?
We are seeing Dancing with the Stars, which is one of my favorite tours that's going on.
This is a show that comes in?
It's a show that comes in, and it's actually on television right now. It's
actually what?
It's actually on ABC7 right now. The show's playing, and they will have a winner.
They tape it in Van Wezel?
No, they tape it in Hollywood, and then once it's a contest, and whoever wins, whoever the star is that wins, the show goes out on the road, and then it will come to our theater, and it's going to be here on February 15th.
I'm going to interrupt you a minute for my viewers. Please, I'm going to give you a telephone number now, and it's a telephone number to call. You can order tickets, and you'll be told if you in fact can get those tickets for that evening or afternoon performance if they're available. The people, as I said before, are lovely. You'll find that they're helpful, they're knowledgeable. Mary Bensel's staff are just wonderful. So you can call. The telephone number to call, and we're going to put that on the screen, 953-3368, 953-3368. Okay, I'm going to suggest that you can only call during business hours, that you can email, and you can do this by...
We couldn't go online. We have a vanwezel.org, and you go on the website, and I need to warn your viewers, this is very important. Make sure you look and you see that it's the official website, because we sell tickets at the actual ticket price, and there are secondary websites out there that look like ours, and they will up the prices significantly.
Okay, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure it's the official website, and you can probably find out through this phone number or
it's at
online.
vanwezel.org.
Okay, this is the Van Wezel number, and I'm going to remind you of it, but get your orders in early and reserve your tickets. In fact, go to the box office. I love going to the box office. And
you can pick your seat.
To pick your seat and to pay for your tickets and get your tickets. And then you don't have to worry about those tickets, someone else taking it or mistakes. You've got it. Not that they don't make mistakes, but it's possible they could in the future. Okay, so you got the telephone number. Also, you can order by online.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and you can, I'm going to suggest you do that, because you can order online at 3 in the morning. If you wake up and say, oh, I want to see Lion King. Okay, and you can go to your computer and you can order tickets. And how do they pay for them? Send a check?
They can pay for them right online with a credit card. It's secure. It's up in the cloud. So, all those things I don't understand, but they're all taken care of.
Okay, so we've got you all nailed for that. What we're going to do now is we're going to see some pictures. Mary Bensel knows all of these people personally, knows when she sees a picture who it is, and probably approximately when they're going to be performing at the Van Wezel.
Well, this is actually a show I haven't seen.
Who do you see now?
This one is 3 redneck tenors, and we've had all kinds of tenors, the Irish, the New York, the young tenors, but these are the redneck tenors, and they combine a comedy along with fabulous singing. So you'll have comedy as well as singing, and that show is going to be in January.
Okay, so that's a possibility. And okay, what do we see?
Well, this is one coming up very quickly. This is Neil Berg's 50 Years of Rock and Roll, and Neil Berg is very popular here in Sarasota. His parents live here, and he usually does a show he does 100 and some years of Broadway, but this one's about rock and roll.
Okay, next one.
Oh, here we have our perennial favorite, A Christmas Carol. I go every year. I love it. It's in December.
Okay. And again, you can just make note of these or stop at the Van Wezel and do you have that booklet that you brought with you, Mary?
Yes, we have a brochure right here.
Yeah, let me just show them that.
Here we go.
This is everything you've ever wanted to know. These are beautifully done.
Yes, they are lovely.
And it shows you the pictures, the dates, the times, everything you've wanted to know about this season, the remainder of this season. Just stop at Van Wezel, box office.
Yeah, we'll send you one, or you can download it online.
Okay, then you can call and give your address, and they'll send you one. But it's a lovely, beautifully put together. This is another thing that has to get done each year,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Oh, I don't want your
We
job.
love our jobs.
Okay, so you can get that. Let's see another picture.
Okay, this is one we skipped. This is one I'm really looking forward to. This is Stephen Lang. And Stephen Lang is a famous actor. He starred in Avatar. And this show is called Beyond Glory. And Beyond Glory is the story of 8 Medal of Honor winners. And he is a fantastic actor. And this is one that will be very highlighted for Veterans Day. So
I will say and underscore some of the things you're saying, Mary. I'm sure, the shows, that the theatrical productions that you would see on Broadway, that the Van Wezel brings to the Purple Cow, the Van Wezel, are the best. And I don't think you're going to see better on Broadway, because you're going to see the performers are of equal caliber if they're not the Broadway performers.
Correct.
But it is the best show in town. And we have a lot of good shows in town. Van Wezel, when it comes to theater, and it comes to any kind of show, is probably the best show in town.
I would agree. I would agree. The Van Wezel is the place to be.
Okay, so you
Let's
can
see some
order
other
these
shows.
seats. Okay, remember the telephone number that may or may not come on the screen is 953-3368. 953-3368.
This is an incredible show. This is Black Violin, and we've had them before. They are actual Floridians who play classical violin, but it's put in with hip hop and rap, and this is great for the kids and people who are young at heart like me.
I so far want to see all the shows you talked about.
Now,
He's
this
gorgeous.
handsome guy is Dave Koz. He is bringing his 21st Christmas tour to us.
Very handsome guy.
Yes, very nice. Jay Leno. Who doesn't know Jay Leno?
You know something? Leno has been almost connected with Van Wezel at this point.
he
seems to love performing here.
He does, and he's here on January the 3rd.
Okay.
Oh, and this is an icon. This is Jerry Lee Lewis. If you want to hear some great balls of fire, rock and roll, come and hear Jerry Lee Lewis in January. And this is Jim Brickman, who is bringing a fantastic Christmas show to us. It is such a special, quiet, lovely Christmas show, and that's in November. Oh, and this is Lea Salonga. Lea Salonga was Miss Saigon on Broadway. She also was all the princesses' voices. She was Mulan. She was, I think it was Pocahontas. Oh, gosh. Linda Eder, she was the star.
Oh, I love her.
Linda Eder of Jekyll and Hyde. She'll be here in
She's wonderful
January.
and extremely talented.
Oh, my God. She sounds more like Barbara Streisand
Wonderful
than Barbara
entertainer.
Streisand. Yes. And then we have Lyle Lovett and Robert Earl Keen. They're coming in November. Lyle Lovett is somebody that comes to the Van Wezel, and what an incredible show.
Okay, has a big following here.
Oh, now this is one of my favorites. This is On Your Feet. This is a Broadway show that runs December 26th through the 30th. It is the perfect holiday show. It is the story of Gloria and Amelia Estefan, and I have seen it, and you will be on your feet dancing in the aisles by the
Mary
end of it.
Bensel, you have always caused me to shake my head with disbelief on what you remember, the
Oh my
dates,
gosh.
the month that they're going to be here.
Well,
What is that animal?
This is Peter Gross, and that is a tiger. And Peter Gross, of course, was from Wild Kingdom, Mutual of Omaha. He's coming in April. It's perfect for the kids, but I've gone to Africa twice. People who are adults and are lovers of animals come to the show.
Okay, we don't have too much time.
And here we are. We're going to end with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Who does not love Rudolph? He's on December the 23rd, and this is one for the whole family. Oh, well, we have one more. It's Stomp, and this is for young people as well as people my age, and they always do something creative and inventive.
Mary Bensel, we do not have very much time.
Here we have one
and
more.
I do want to give them the telephone number again.
Okay.
Because they're going to be calling, and but if they want to, they can stop in to the box office, stop into the Van Wezel and get that brochure and take it home and let the family go through it and pick the ones they want to see.
Sure.
Then order them, so you know exactly. You can order all your tickets for all.
Well, we
the
have
family.
over 100 shows.
953-3368. 953-3368. Order tickets. Or call up and find out about when shows are going to be performed if you want to know, or stop over at the Van Wezel or have it mailed to you. That's the brochure that'll tell you when the show will be performed, when the artist will be here in town, and the tickets that are available. So you can do that. Mary Bensel, I can't tell you, I'd like to clone you.
Oh, thank you.
And I'd like to have more Mary Bensels, because all of our theaters and all of our institutions would be doing so well, because that's what you have done for us.
We have great theaters here in Sarasota. I have a lot of great friends.
I'm sure you do, because they are appreciative of the fact that not only are you a very easy person to like and to be with, but you are an extremely capable person running our Van Wezel, Have you thought about becoming president?
I have, and I immediately let that thought go. I think I did something wrong when I was 10 years old that would come up and throw me out.
Don't over. Politics may be something that you want to give a little time to,
No.
because you certainly have a background of people. I'd vote for you
Oh,
tomorrow.
well, thank you. But I think we want calmer heads than mine running the government.
I think that you've got, again, this year, a variety of, we've got just a few minutes, a variety of artists that appeal to every age and every resident and their family who come in and visit. That's a good thing to do if you know you're expecting family or friends, to make sure you get tickets to the Van Wezel for their stay. I made that mistake years ago and didn't do it, but I try to make that happen, because I know that we have wonderful shows that are on Broadway, or that will be on Broadway. Mary Bensel, I can't begin to tell you how happy we are that you are running the Van Wezel. I don't expect them to, and I hope they don't make any changes, because I love it just the way it is with you there.
We'll keep that in mind.
Okay. We are have a few minutes. Let me have that brochure again, please.
I'd love to talk about some of the artists if you'd like.
Yes,
I mean, we have
just a few minutes.
Fabulous Bernadette Peters is coming. Bernadette was on Broadway last year in Hello, Dolly. She was amazing. We showed a last slide up there, The Illusionist. That is a Broadway show. It's all these young magicians and they would hit me if I said the word magician, and I just said it again. But they do illusions, and it's fantastic. And we have so many things.
When are they going to be there?
They're going to be there in May, the beginning of May.
I know, it's not too early to order the tickets.
No.
Even though it's in May, order the tickets, and if they're available, pick them up, pay for them, and then you have them. Because if you put it off and then you find that you're closed out, because what happens is, as we get closer to the date of their performance, more people are excited about it and get physically down there and order their tickets, or buy them, take them home. So don't wait. If the tickets are available, buy them and get them and have them, and you know you're set.
And we have David Foster is coming, The Sound of Music, The King and I, some new Broadway shows, some old ones. We have Rent, Something Rotten, Finding Neverland. There's always something happening at the Van Wezel.
There's always something happening at the Van Wezel that you, more than likely, if you're going to miss it, you'll be sorry. Don't miss it. Van Wezel. The telephone number is 953-3368. Call them. Order your tickets. Get this brochure. Make sure you don't miss anything you want to see. Mary, you are wonderful, and it isn't just this one moment that you're here. I think when I see some of the people you bring in, when I see that I know the work you're doing, I keep on keeping on.
Well, thank you, Annette.
Thanks for being with us today, and thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Wanna know why we love it here? So check out Community.